Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to know how to start your own business in the UK and which ideas are going to work here? My name is Molly Abduali and today I'm going to interview Luda Beanland, a serial entrepreneur with 20 years of experience in accounting and taxation. Stay with us! Well, Luda, I think you are the best person to answer how to start your own business, as you have, how many businesses do you have? How many companies?
Not too many, but thank you, that's very flattering. Thank you. Well, basically, there are different points in your life where you start the businesses actually. And it could be that you start your business, you know, for some reason you left your job. And now you're thinking of new ideas and you think, actually, instead of looking for another employment, why don't I open my own company? That's one type of people who would be looking to open up a business. Second one, you're actually still at work and you're thinking, well, actually there is something else I can do and I can start maybe slowly at the same time, you know, doing a full-time business, working full-time, and then on the side you decide to have your own startup and start it gradually. That's actually when I opened up my business first time, I actually had a full-time job and I just opened up my own business and I did both at the same time until I was ready to depart.
Yeah, I think this is the right way, like safe way to start your own business, because you still need to invest some money. Yeah,
exactly.
It will be much faster and easier when you have money.
Exactly. So there are two. So basically, there are a few forms how can someone open up a business. One of them is sole trader, being a sole trader, and the other one is limited company, open up a limited company. There are others, quite a few, but I wouldn't touch them up. There is a partnership. There are different types of partnerships. I wouldn't go there because they're a little bit more complex. But if someone is interested in that, obviously I can come back to them on that type of business. But the most probably common ones is a self-employment. Self-employment is very easy. First of all, you need to register and to receive what is called unique tax reference. To register, for example, if this tax year you starting up your business, you need to register by 6 October of next tax year. Okay, basically there is online form, one page, you fill out and you register, off you go. You need to make self-assessment returns every year and they are pretty straightforward. There is another way, is limited company. Limited company, you got your own experience here.
I can share with you.
Exactly, you can do DIY what you did and or you can hire a professional to do it for you. So
yes, for the first company I opened in the UK was, I asked professionals, I don't remember, maybe it was your company, to fill out the forms for the company house and to open up my business. And for other businesses of mine, I just, you can go online, you can fill in some forms, pay £13, and after 24 hours you have your own company. That's it.
That's easy. No bureaucracy really.
Yes.
I mean, it's very easy.
But sometimes I think if this is your very first business and maybe you are new to the UK, I think it's better to go to a specialist and pay not much, like a little bit of money, and in order to avoid some mistakes.
So now the question is in terms of how, you know, what is the most tax efficient way, if we talk about that, you know, which one?
Yeah, so just after you started, you set up your own company, so the only thing you had to do is to run your company. And yes, please tell us some ways to reduce your tax.
Yeah, so basically, normally as a rule of thumb, I normally say, okay, what's your first year turnover or profit is like, okay? And if somebody tells me full well in advance, they know they're going to do either loss, to make a loss, or they're not going to earn more than £50,000 a year, my first choice would be self-employment. The reason for that is just enough applications, they're so simple, and in reality you wouldn't save much tax being a limited company. So therefore, there is not much to save, and you always look against accountancy's fees. So in this case, I would advise to be self-employed. You know that, okay, my business, I know it's working model, it's proven, and I'm going to make more than £50,000 in profit, then by all means, I would recommend to open up a limited company.
Okay, what are the other ways to pay less tax?
Okay, that's a very good question. Okay, it depends actually what form of, again, business you are. Some self-employment, for example, the typical one, and some clients even have no idea that the way is home office expenditure. If you work from home, and then you can take your rent, water bills, other bills pretty much, and you can take certain percentage depending on how many hours you work from home, how many days you work from home. So that's pretty much the most common one. However, if you're a limited company, unfortunately, you cannot take home working expenses. However, being a limited company, there are other ways how you can reduce your tax liability. And one of them, which is very, very popular now, you can buy zero emission car. For like Tesla, for example, is a very popular one, which costs 50 or 200,000. And first of all, you can purchase and you can claim what is called annual allowance, first year allowance, because it's zero emission. And you can reduce your corporation tax by amount pretty much. So take it as a deductible expenditure and reduce your tax liability, corporation tax liability. Another one, you wouldn't pay benefit in kind, because normally when you use some, an asset of the company, personally you have to pay another tax, which is 13.8%, okay, on value of the asset. So that's pretty much you wouldn't have to pay benefit in kind if you use personally that car. So which is also good news for the business owners. That's for this particular tax year I'm talking about. We are right now, and we are in 2021. Okay, so just to avoid confusion, somebody is watching our video well beyond these years. So the other one, you can lend your company money, and the company can pay you interest. That's also, it is a very good funding extraction. I suppose the other one of the most common one is a pension. Pension, almost anyone can take up to £40,000 a year and put it into your pension fund, okay? So that is again deductible expenditure and a very good way of reducing tax liability. Normally, if you earn between 100 and 150, that gets a bit reduced. So that's something we would need to work on on a case-by-case basis. But generally speaking, £40,000 is another way of reducing tax liability by putting into your own pension fund. These are the most common ways of, and obviously when, for example, I know you got Molly, your own company, and the way you perhaps take your salary and dividend, you take a very small salary.
Yes. And as you advised me,
exactly,
so
yes.
I pay myself the lowest salary possible, which is around £700, and then the rest I take as dividends.
Exactly. So that's how we work. If our shareholder and a director doesn't have any other income rather than their company, there would be a very small salary, which is up to national insurance threshold. And
which is
currently it's £9,500, and anything else beyond that is taxable. It's basically subject to dividend tax and and when we're talking dividend now tax, also the difference between probably advantages being a company in that respect, that if for example you earn 100,000, being a self-employed, you have to pay taxes on 100,000 you have earned. If you've got a limited company and you earn 100,000, you might say, well, listen, I only need £50,000 to cover my living expenditure. So you just pay tax what you have drawn from the company. And if that's you take as a dividend £50,000, you can leave £50,000 in your company, but you can take £50,000 for your own, to cover your own expenditure. So obviously in the company there is 19% corporation tax, which you have to pay for whatever you have earned. But anything else, any other taxes, only applicable, like let's say dividend tax, it would be applicable if you take money out of the company. okay, and declare it as dividend. So that is the advantages of a company. It's much flexible rather than being self-employed.
How about like as a director, I can buy gifts to myself?
Yes, that's another good one. You can pretty much, it's a very small one, up to £300, provided that you each receive less than £50, and it's not food, okay? You can make yourself little prizes, and it was called trial benefits, and they wouldn't be subject to tax. And for your employees also, you can buy them presents as well, up to 50 pounds each, and that's unlimited pretty much. However, it mustn't be a reward for services. So, for example, somebody had a baby, you send them a bunch of flowers, that's trivial benefit, that's not subject to tax. There would be other ways. Other ways would be, for example, when your company has made a lot of money and you've got a family, you got husband and wife, only one, husband and wife. You've got children, for example, who are both, let's say, at university, and they can help you a little bit in your business. For example, your wife or husband, say, they can do some filing, they can help you with bookkeeping. Your children also can do some filing, some help you. You can also pay them a salary, so you can put members of your family on a payroll, if provided that they help you, and you can then think about if, for example, you're one-man band and you got a wife who is at home and, let's say, looks after your kids, and she's happy to help you out. You can also invite her being a shareholder, that's another thing. And then basically the reason why you would want to invite her as a shareholder, because we know that dividend tax is progressive, okay, and up to £50,000, that's 7.5%. Beyond that, it's 32.5% and 38.1%. So generally, to save tax, you just invite members of your family participate in your business by putting them on a payroll and inviting them.
And it's totally legal.
Absolutely. Normally, HMRC wouldn't sort of interfere in your family affairs. That's normally not the case, and it has to be, genuinely your wife. If she is on a payroll, she needs to do some things, and if HMRC ever inquires, you have to show some evidence, she's just helping. She's not just, getting a salary just for the sake of helping. So she has to have some, to do some input into the business, as well as children, if they become, if they work.
Let's talk a little bit about business ideas. What do you think is really, what do you think would work in the UK in 2020?
That's a very good question, and I would love to say that is IT, innovation, and certain spheres of but I look at it from that point of view that every person got a talent, their own talent, and something is better at doing something than the other one. And if they don't know what they are good at, they should come to you and you as a coach and mentor, actually put them on the right path and help them to identify what career that they want to take. So if once they have come to you and they understand who they are and what they're good at, I think from that they will have lots of ideas themselves. And once they have an idea, I'm sure that they can put something innovative into that idea.
It's really good to find out if your idea is good for you, because for example, if you are not really into farming, for example, you shouldn't go there just because it's beneficial right now and in order to earn some money, because you wouldn't be successful if it's not what you really want to do.
Exactly.
And you wouldn't want to study more about it and work hours and days at this place. And what else is popular nowadays, I think, is to help businesses to move from offline to online. For example, if there are specialists in, cooking, yes, I advise a lot to owners of restaurants because they were closed during the lockdown, or owners of beauty salons, that they can teach other people how to build restaurants, how to build this business, like restaurant business, salon business, and make their expertise like an online course. and then of course they can make an offline course and consult other people. And after that, lots of experts decide to become teachers at the same time. They will need producers. So you can really become a producer, and you can find different experts, different business people, and make them and help them to build their online course and to find their own clients, to work with Instagram. I know that there is a different, there are different professionals, like people who work with bloggers. So so they're very niche. Yes. And what else? YouTube, for example. You can find several businesses and help them to film their videos and put it online. What else? I think during crisis, lots of people move from luxury segment to cheaper stuff, like maybe cheaper clothes and maybe cheaper services, and maybe it's better to think how can a business person move their luxury products into maybe to lower a little bit not the quality. Just think how can they change their business so they can provide the same service, the same product, but for the cheaper price. And also, what's always good during crisis is accommodation business, food business, yes, and education. I think all the time, and especially with the kids.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for this lovely conversation. And I'd like to ask you to subscribe to this channel and leave your comments and ask any question you would like to ask me or Luda, and we would really love to answer them. Also, on the next episode, we are going to talk about government supporting businesses in the UK. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Luda will tell us lots of ways you can get benefits from the government during this time.